Your budget can be perfectly organized and still be controlled by fear. Not obvious fear, not panic. Fear wearing the costume of research, responsibility, generosity, or self-control. That is why two people with the same income can make completely different choices, and why your most expensive habit may not look reckless at all. Here are 6 fears that can quietly influence spending, saving, investing, and even the salary you are willing to ask for. This is not a diagnosis, and it is not financial advice. It is a way to notice when an emotional alarm is making a decision before your logical brain gets a vote. The first fear is the fear of looking. A bill arrives, a banking notification appears, or a balance drops lower than expected. You tell yourself you will check it later when you have more energy. But later becomes tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week. The number has not changed because you ignored it. Only the uncertainty has grown. Avoidance feels calming for a few minutes because it removes the trigger from view. But your brain keeps the unfinished threat running in the background. The unopened statement becomes larger in your imagination than it may be in reality. A useful question is not, "How bad is this?" It is, "What is the smallest fact I can safely look at right now?" Information is uncomfortable, but uncertainty is expensive. The second fear is decidophobia, the fear of making the wrong choice. It can look like intelligence because it produces tabs, comparisons, calculators, and endless research. You compare 2 reasonable options until both feel dangerous. Then you make no decision and call it caution. The hidden belief is that one perfect choice exists, and that choosing incorrectly will expose something about you. But many money decisions are not exams with one correct answer. They are trade-offs. Before opening another review, ask, what information would actually change my decision? If the answer is nothing, you may no longer be researching. You may be postponing responsibility for choosing. The third fear is fear of failure. This one often appears around investing, negotiating, starting a business, or learning a new financial skill. You do not merely imagine losing money. You imagine the loss becoming evidence that you are foolish, irresponsible, or not capable enough. That is why a salary conversation can feel far more threatening than the numbers justify. A manager might say no, but your nervous system hears something harsher. You were wrong to believe you deserve more. So you avoid the conversation and protect yourself from rejection, while also guaranteeing that the answer stays no. The better question is, if this attempt failed, what would it teach me that silence cannot? The fourth fear is social judgment. Some purchases are not really about the object. They are payments made to control what other people might think. The upgraded phone, the expensive dinner, the clothes that do not fit your real life, each can become a small admission fee for belonging. This does not mean every luxury purchase is insecurity. Enjoyment is real. The clue is the feeling before and after. Did you want the experience, or did you want relief from being compared? And after buying it, did you feel satisfied or merely safe for a moment? When spending is designed to prevent judgment, the approval never lasts long enough. There is always another room to impress. The fifth fear is being left behind. Online, someone is always winning faster than you. A stranger bought at the perfect moment. A friend appears to have found an effortless opportunity. The screen shows the reward but hides the timing, the risk, and the losses. FOMO turns another person's result into an emergency. It compresses time, making decide carefully feel like miss forever. That physical urgency is important information, but it is not proof that the opportunity is good. When a choice seems to expire in seconds, ask, would I still want this if nobody else knew I bought it? If the desire disguises without the audience, fear may be driving. The sixth fear is fear of future dependence. It can produce the opposite behavior, refusing every comfort, delaying every pleasure, and treating any non-essential expense as a moral failure. Saving becomes less about building freedom and more about trying to purchase absolute certainty. But certainty has no final price. Each milestone creates another imagined disaster, large enough to make the milestone feel insufficient. Planning for the future is useful. Permanently sacrificing the present is different. Ask, what amount of safety am I building, and what life is that safety supposed to protect? A plan without permission to live eventually becomes another kind of trap. These 6 patterns look different, but they share one mechanism. Your brain predicts emotional pain, shame, regret, rejection, exclusion, helplessness, and tries to remove that pain immediately. Sometimes the fastest relief is to spend. Sometimes it is to hoard. Sometimes it is to avoid, delay, or copy the crowd. The action changes, the purpose is the same. So before your next emotionally charged money decision, pause long enough to separate the goal from the alarm. Ask 3 questions. What outcome do I actually want? What feeling am I trying not to feel? And would I make the same choice if that feeling were quieter? You do not need to eliminate fear before making better decisions. You only need to notice when fear has taken the pen. Which of these 6 patterns have you seen most clearly in your own habits? Subscribe for more hidden psychology behind ordinary choices.